Cool TV proudly presents Kentucky High School Baseball and Softball. Now let's go live to the field for exciting high school baseball and softball action on the Cool Hits Sports Network and Cool TV.
County run a little bit behind, kind of had a trouble looking for a bus there for a little bit, and then man, it's been a tale of two different tapes. West Carter really gaining some momentum down the stretch, played really well there in the midseason, trying to roll that momentum down the final stretch. Morgan County just they've struggled all year long trying to get just a little consistency. So this is a great opportunity for them to come in and on the road get a little bit more traction. As before too long, Jeff, we're going to start district play.
Absolutely, and right now is the time of the season that these teams need to be hitting their stride.
Excuse me, district tournament.
Yeah, district tournament, yeah. They need to be hitting their stride, right about now, because we're just about 3 weeks away, from that opening round of the district tournament, and two of these teams, of course, if you take a look, obviously East Carter's going to be the number 1 seed inside the 62nd district, but really you're battling here between West Carter, Morgan, and Elliott County for that number 2 seed, and West Carter's got it right now.
Right, and that's something they want to keep because, you win one game in district, guess where you're going to end up?
Yeah, you're in the regional tournament.
You're in the regional tournament, and once you get to that point, you never know. When we come back, we'll play a little softball here in Olive Hill on the Cool Hits Sports Network.
Stop wishing you were debt-free. Start consolidating. Members Choice Credit Union is committed to helping you take control of your finances this new year. And all it takes is a personal loan. Imagine one monthly payment at a great interest rate. Stop worrying about debt. Start taking control of your finances. Consolidate your debt today with the help of your credit union family at Members Choice. Visit us online at mccu.net.
For those on the go, the smoothie connoisseur, the break room favorite, and for those that just never quite have it all, Clark's has what you need to keep your day on track. Make life easier and keep your busy schedule moving forward with everything you need at Clark's. Clark's Pump and Shop. Return, refresh, refuel.
Are you having trouble keeping your parking lot lit? Is customer safety one of your top priorities? If so, call River Cities Builders at 473-4112 for all your lighting needs. We have bucket truck and boom crane truck services. We have extensive experience in exterior lighting and parking lot lighting maintenance. No need to ever be in the dark again. Remember, call River Cities Builders at 473-4112 for all your lighting needs. We will light your path to success.
When you have business away from home or a planned event far from your comfort zone, you're probably going to need a little help. Let A&A Porta Potties assist you with all your portable toilet needs. Whether on a construction site, planning for an outdoor wedding, or any other outdoor event, A&A Porta Potties are here to assist you. A&A Porta Potties also rents out storage containers, office containers, cooling fans, tables, and chairs. A&A Porta Potties, there is no event too big or too small for us to accommodate you.
I've been a member for a little over 46 years.
They're very family oriented. You just walk in and everybody's friendly. They talk to you, they know you by name.
You may not go in there for a day or, several years, and I think you go in there and you still feel like family.
Recently, we refinanced our home, and it felt like it was right because we trust the people that work there. This is my people.
Ashland Credit Union. Own your journey.
When you want real, authentic Mexican menu items, you want Tres Hermanos Nunez. Accept no substitutes. None compares. Fajitas, tacos, burritos, quesadillas, chimichangas, even vegetarian choices. A kids menu, desserts, and salads. A tasty, budget-pleasing selection for you and your family, unlike any others, should be your first and only choice for authentic Mexican all throughout the tri-state. Ashland, Greenup, Grayson, Paintsville, Canova, South Point, Olive Hill, and Cannonsburg. Tres Hermanos Nunez, the best around.
Where does your money go? When you bank with us, your deposit becomes your neighbor's loan. A real estate agent sells a house. They get a commission. They deposit it with us. We use it to make an auto loan to one of our customers. Hometown people helping each other grow. That's what it's all about. First and People's Bank and Trust Company, member FDIC. We are the home office.
If you can picture yourself in a better job and a better life, there are thousands of openings in Kentucky right now. And with the Work Ready Kentucky Scholarship, you can prepare for many of them tuition-free. Good at Ashland Community and Technical College. This scholarship offers 100% free tuition for classes that can prepare you for a great job in healthcare, advanced manufacturing, and more in as little as 13 weeks. Get started today at WorkReadyKentucky.com.
Primary Plus is celebrating 40 years of its mission of quality, advanced, affordable health care. With over 11 primary care locations throughout the region, Primary Plus believes in our communities and our patients. The Primary Plus name means primary care plus so much more. Offering extended services such as women's health, pediatrics, dental, counseling, diabetes management, infusion services, and on-site pharmacy that offers free delivery. Primary Plus believes in connecting health care for you and your family and is always welcoming new patients. Learn more at primaryplus.net.
And back here at West Carter Middle School, where we are just a few moments away here from the starting, or the first pitch, I should say, not starting lineup. So we've already had that.
Well, it's one of those things where the Lady Comps were out here earlier. They warmed up and kind of just had some downtime there as we're kind of waiting on Morgan County to arrive on the bus. And now it looks like that for the Lady Comets, number 22 Willis will be on the rubber. And we got a little bit of a briefer there in the pregame from the umpire to let us know exactly the terminology that we should be saying and not on the mound. We're not supposed to use mound.
Yeah, talking to Mark Brown earlier, and he instructed us that it's the mound.
Yeah,
he's giving us the thumb up there.
He told Jeff, if Jeff gets out of line, he will throw him out.
Exactly. Me and Mark has a pretty good history going back. We was officiating partners and everything else a long time ago. But, yeah, definitely we are looking at the circle and the pitching plate out there is the two terms that he gave us.
As we're about to begin this game, Jeff, it's one of those things where I think for West Carter, man, it's been consistency. When they've been good, they've been really good. But when they've not looked so good, it's kind of it's not because the talent's not there.
Right.
They got a lot of talent and a lot of youth, and I think it's just something inexperience. You know, I think with more experience that you get more consistent.
Exactly. Their pitching, considerably better this year, but very young.
And historically, West Carter's always had a good softball program.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to think back. And here comes Hampton from Morgan County. First pitch is outside, 1-0.
Yeah, this is definitely the best start that Zach Stevens has. Actually, a win here tonight I think would put him right at, if I'm not mistaken, either 11 or 12 wins, which will either tie or advance him to the most wins that he's had in this program's history, or underneath his tenure.
His personal season record.
Yes.
So, and you just got, and I respect a lot West Carter giving Zach a lot of time to try to build this roster, and it's not really bringing players in. It's not like that. It's developing players that you have, and trying to get your younger talent a lot more time at the plate and in the field, and in high school, softball and baseball in particular, experience will outweigh talent.
Exactly.
This one's a hard hit ball over in the right field, tracking, and nice play by the right fielder, and there's one away.
I believe that's Mackenzie Williams.
Yeah,
with
Williams
that,
out there in right field with a very heads-up play. And one thing you don't have to worry about today, Mr. Irwin, is the sun being in your eyes. So
exactly. We had a few raindrops a little bit
earlier.
earlier.
A hard hit ball to the shortstop. Throw to first quickly, 2 away as Campbell grounds out. Just the ideal start that you wanted if you're a Comet. Quickly 2 away, keeping the pitch count down for Willis. And I think this is, West Carter's one of those teams that, man, they have the talent to win the whole district. And really, they do. And I know East Carter's kind of put a wet towel over everybody else in the district, but West Carter has the talent that if they can just, talk about a little bit of that consistency. Man, they're a team that you just never know. They're kind of that wild card. So, and you look at it, and it shows it on their schedule. They've beaten some teams really bad this year. You talk about the game over in South Point that, they what was it, 11-1.
Yep.
That they beat South Point, and so now it's 1-1.
Well, I remember 2 years ago they won 2 games. It was on a doubleheader, and I was covering that game that night, and they beat Menifee County twice.
Well,
and they were thrilled to death. And when you first start out, obviously you want to get whatever wins you can and everything.
1 and 2.
And now you can't say we're looking for 2 wins or we're just looking for a win. It's like, hey, we're looking to try to go 500 on the season.
Well, Zach Stevens is going to. As this one's hit in the shallow left field, it's going to get down. It's really tough play for the shortstop and the left fielder. That one kind of sneaks in, and looks like Smith. I'm going to credit that as a single. I wouldn't count that as an error, but I think Zach Stevens is kind of like he's going to run into a problem that most really good coaches run into later on in their career is their own worst enemy. You've set your own expectations, so when you don't win as many games as you had the previous year, it's about what you're doing for me now and not what you did for me, unfortunately, in the sports world. So, looks like we got a.
I think they said number 5. Let's see if try to pull up a lineup here. Unfortunately, we were struck again by the lack of numbers on the KHSA.
And that's the thorn that all media members really just have to, and it's unfortunate because, Morgan County is one of our schools also. So, we've kind of broken down West Carter. Let's talk a little bit about Morgan County, man. Let's just be honest. It has not been the year that they thought it would be. And I think that they kind of struggle a little bit with the same problems that West Carter has. They have a lot of girls that just don't have the experience. And if you look around the area, especially, at some of the top-end schools in the 16th region, look at their feeder systems. That's where it starts.
Yep.
And it's tougher for not really – this one's a hard-hit foul ball, and that one's going to land about 10 feet left of the foul line. And it's quickly the count is 0-2. And Morgan County's kind of that school that really doesn't have a solid feeder system, and even Carter County. You talk about some of the softball talent that's coming out of Carter County, and
with the little leagues that's getting started up, because several years ago, that was unheard of. Little league was just baseball.
This one misses high, 1-2. And it's, I had a daughter that played softball for 2 years, and I got thrown out of a couple games. And it gets intense, especially when you're a parent, and it's just one of those things. This one's fouled straight back at Jeff. Did you see me even move?
No, you were cool as a cucumber. This time I moved back a little bit.
It came after you, so you'd expect a better friend to try to put his hand out here, kind of like when we're in a car and I'm driving, I slam on the brakes to kind of block the blow there, but.
It's like I take a look at the equipment. I'm trying to see where it's at. Is it going over top the fence or over top the netting?
This one's fouled straight back. This one's going in the woods.
I was talking with Roger Holbrook a little bit earlier, and definitely glad that, of course, he parked his truck in the same location here today. Backstory on that one, Stephanie Tussey from East Carter actually ended up dinging his car 4 times. In the East-West game.
I'll tell you what, a 5th time, that may be an insurance claim. This was just a little blooper right behind the first baseman. It's going to reach into the outfield, and it'll be a 2-out single for Sword. And here comes Smith. So a little 2-out magic so far for Morgan County here, Jeff. They haven't got anything across the plate, but they're cooking.
That's the thing, especially getting off the bus. It's a long drive, from Morgan County, here to Carter County, Olive Hill. And then, quickly do some, infield practice, and, you're thrown right out there. And so, it takes a little bit of time to get those nerves down.
Here's Smith. I believe this one missed outside, 1-0. Now, Jeff, I will be making another trip out here in a couple weeks, but I won't be calling a game. I'll be out on Tigers Creek fishing.
Well, there you go.
I need to be out in the creek. This one doesn't miss, 1-1. I kept having memories show up on Facebook about how I was, at this time 3 years ago, I was down the creek fishing. Well, every time I see one of those, it makes me want to go even more, so I'm definitely going to hit that up. And this is a hard hit ball in the center field. Takes one hop, the center fielder bobbles it. Rounding third and coming home is a Morgan County base runner. Of course, we don't have a number
Number 5 there, and no name
five,
with it, but,
no name, but Morgan County has struck first here in the top of inning number 1. It is 1-0.
And she was the pinch runner in there for the batter that started off this rally.
So RBI single for Smith, and here comes Parks, and with runners on the corners, trying to add a little bit of padding to what is a 1-run lead here in the first. Swung on and missed.
And sometimes a lot of teams, they have problems closing things off. Things go really well for the first 2 outs, and then it seems like the wall hits up.
It's kind of, what we talked a little bit there in the pregame, the consistency factor. And there's no damage done yet. And we're just getting started now here, and West Carter will be, in business. It seems like the longer and longer a team is able to extend an inning with 2 outs, the more momentum they build. It's almost like your back's against a wall. How are you going to react?
Right. It gives you that drive. It's like, all right, we've dug ourselves a little bit of a hole.
It doesn't matter. A runner was going. Strike 3's called, and that'll end this top of the first inning. We'll head to the bottom of the first. It's 1-0 Morgan County on the Cool Hit Sports Network.
I'm April Perry, the CEO of Kentucky Farmers Bank. On average, our employees have been with Kentucky Farmers Bank for over 10 years, and that is important to you and us. We want you to know who you are dealing with. Whether you are financing a new home, buying a car, or remodeling your kitchen, Kentucky Farmers Bank is the better bank for all your needs.
Kentucky Farmers Bank, the better bank for all your financial needs since 1931. Located in Ashland, Summit, and Catlettsburg. KentuckyFarmersBank.com. Member FDIC and Equal Housing Lender.
Smithfield Foods in Grayson is a proud community partner, taking pride in providing a safe and friendly environment for their workers and for the community. Smithfield Foods is always ready to support our growing community any way they can. Smithfield Foods is the world's largest pork processor and hog producer, and they're committed to providing good food in a responsible and environmentally safe way. Proud to be a part of the community. Smithfield Foods in Grayson.
Back out here in Olive Hill, Kentucky, a city that's really grown heavy on me, especially my childhood. And one of my fondest memories is my dad bringing me out here. It used to be a restaurant. I talked to MJ about it. MJ don't know nothing about it, but it used to be a restaurant. It'd be your first exit coming back from Lexington, first Olive Hill exit. It'd be your second one if you're coming from Ashland, named Smoky Valley. And I'll tell you, so Smoky Valley had some good food there for a long time, and some of my fondest memories were my dad taking me there after we went fishing on Tigers Creek all day. So it was just one of those things that, when I was able to start streaming games, I knew Grayson and Olive Hill extremely well, and I've gotten to know a lot of people in the community. And I'll tell you, one thing about Carter County is if you're good to them, they'll be good to you, and they've been very, very good to me so far.
Yeah, I'm born and raised around here. I've been to the truck stop several times.
The truck stop, is that the nickname for it?
Yeah, we always call it the Smoky Valley Truck Stop, in which it was a truck stop.
It was a truck stop because the gas pumps were still there when I remember.
Yeah, and then eventually they kind of went away and then fell victim to the Triple D diners, drive-ins.
I remember when Guy Fieri actually made a trip there in his red Corvette, and they had a poster up in their restaurant. But one of the best things that they had was their hamburger and their biscuits and gravy. So, of course, there's two big guys talking about food. How did we get there? Here comes Holbrook to start off the bottom of the first for the Lady Comets. This is a hard hit ball into left field. It's going to be a tough play, and it's going to get in there. This will be a single for Holbrook. She's rounding first. She's going to go to second, and she will be in there easily with a stand-up double.
If I'm not mistaken, the last game I did here with her, she led off with a double. I mean, she gets out there, maybe takes a pitch or so, and then drives it out into the outfield.
It seems like Coach Zach Stevens really, really has solidified the leadoff hitter when Holbrook steps in, and she really, starts off the top lineup the way she does, and West Carter's really looking forward to a very good inning. Here comes Burton.
Got a pinch runner coming in out there. I believe that's
what,
Nolan.
Umpire right here, and he's already been busy. That notepad's going to be full by the time he gets done today. And
a lot of pinch runners, courtesy runners. Of course, Holbrook being the catcher, kind of understandable to get her back out here. And
here's the pitch. This one high, but swung on and missed. 0-1. That's the problem I had when I played. I always swung at the high pitches. I never hit one of them. It was just they look so good. If you actually hit one of them, man, they're gone. But I never did. Counts 1-1.
Being 6'4", the high ones were the best ones that I enjoyed.
I think it'd be tougher for people to throw them high to you. If you threw high to you, then they probably don't need to be pitching. This one's a hard hit ball in the left field. Back, over the left fielder's head. Rounding first and going to second is Burton. And rounding third and coming home.
That's going to be Nolan, the pinch runner, in for Holbrook. And Wes Carter, just like that, has tied things up.
Back-to-back doubles for the Lady Comets, and it's 1-1 with no outs here in the bottom of the first. I'll tell you what.
Next up for Wes Carter, the shortstop, number 3, Brandy McGuire.
Well, they're going to have to get some new softballs because the laces are starting to get busted on a couple of these softballs. I mean, both of the first Comet batters, Lady Comet batters, have just tattooed it in the outfield. So 1-1. We're here in the bottom of the first, Olive Hill, Kentucky. Jeff Irwin, Spencer Hutchison on the call. Of course, tonight is the NFL draft, if you did not know that. And unfortunately enough, the Browns, my favorite team, don't have a pick. It's 1-1 because we traded them all the way, of course, for Deshaun Watson. So I really don't care about the draft tonight.
Well, it's one of those things, you would almost hope that it'd be like draft day where the Browns trade off one and end up getting 3 first-rounders. But
I'm tired of first-round draft picks. We never draft anybody we're supposed to. So 1 and 2 is the count with a runner in scoring position. Burton is standing on second. There is no outs. Here's a pitch. This one's fouled straight back.
Of course, McGlone here hit a home run in her last game down at Berea.
Power hitter.
Yep. Coach Stevens calls her, he loves wrestling, and calls her the Macho Man Brandy Savage. If you know Zach Stevens, wrestling is his big, it's one of his passions.
Well, wrestling is a growing sport across the state of Kentucky, and it's a shame that more schools don't have it. This one's a hard hit ball in the center field. Back. Off the wall. Burton's going to round third. She's going to score. And standing at second is McGlone. Back-to-back doubles. This one is a back-to-back double RBI.
And just like that, Wes Carter now in the lead.
So we have 3 Wes Carter Comets come to the plate and 3 doubles, Jeff.
You got to Coach Stevens got to be happy with this opening that they started off with here today.
Here's Archer. This one's a hard hit ball. I don't think this one's going to be a double, but it's a very hard hit ball into the outfield. Sometimes you Archer's on with a single. Runners will be on the corners, and here comes Willis. Sometimes you're a victim of hitting the ball too hard sometimes, and I think that was kind of the case there.
Next up, Wes Carter, the pitcher, number 22, Alyssa Willis.
Willis with runners on the corners. Here's the pitch. This one misses outside. Runner goes. Throw down to third is in the outfield, and this will score another run for the Lady Comets. It's now 3-1 as McGlone touches home plate. And when you have a team that's hitting the ball as well as the Lady Comets here are in the bottom of the first, it really helps your pitcher moving forward. I mean, speaking from experience, knowing that you have a pad there, then you can kind of give up a little bit more than you normally would in a tight game, and I think that you perform better with a lead. So,
well, it allows them to relax and not feel that pressure of I've got to get this in over the plate, or I've got to get this batter out.
Counts 2-0. It's 3-1. Wes Carter. This one's fouled straight at me, and Jeff didn't even try to block it.
I know. Well, the tying on that net is excellent. It does a great job.
Well, I'm glad that it is. It's all right. MJ don't do it either.
Well, all of us producers are, we're.
This one's a hard hit foul ball.
Yeah, all of us producers, we are ones that we've got our hands on like cameras and computers, and we would probably get hit in the head first, and then be like, "Oh, did I get it on camera?"
2-2's the count. There's still no outs. This one misses outside. Count goes full. This one misses high. Willis will grab first base, and there'll be runners on first and second.
Sometimes you gotta close the door to open a window.
And here comes Lambert.
And there's a courtesy runner coming out there. I believe this is the other Nolan. A couple Nolans on the team, and I know Coach Stevens loves using them as courtesy runners. Lambert, a 209 hitter this season, 17 RBIs, 6 runs off of 14 hits.
She's had a pretty good year, Jeff.
Yep. Can't beat it.
This one catches the inside part of the plate. It's 0-1. This one's a hard hit ball. It's gonna, I believe that it is a infield fly rule.
Yep.
Goes into effect, and there'll be the first out of the inning here in the bottom of the first, 3-1. Lady Comets lead the Lady Cougars, who kind of one of those pivotal district play games, as me and Jeff alluded to, that, you know, before too long we're going to be in district tournament play, and you want to be in the best position you can as far as trying to make a postseason run there. So, you know, a good start for the Lady Comets, and the Cougars really putting one across there in the top of the first was pretty good also. So 0-1, there's one away on a fairly warm, cloudy evening in Olive Hill, Kentucky. So misses inside, 1-1. Of course, I talked to our buddy Daniel Barker the other day. He sent me some info on the passing league that's going to happen in KCU, and man, he's really excited. And we talked a little bit about the weight meet that West Carter hosted not that long ago, and you know, and promising results. And I think that with the way the realignment is, man, optimism in this area is at an all-time high as far as sports related. This one's a hard hit ball right to the pitcher. He makes a great play, and there is 2 away.
Yeah, definitely everyone's looking forward to it because, you know, especially here for the West Carter crowd and everything. I think they got tired of driving 3 hours plus for a district game.
And I'm a very outspoken person. People know that. That was ridiculous. There's no reason West Carter and Spring Valley or East Ridge should be in the same district. That was ridiculous. This one misses inside. I believe this is McLeese.
Yep, Jasmine McLeese. I've made that trip down the Country Music Highway many a times.
You ever been to Jenkins?
Oh, yeah.
This one's a hard hit ball. This one's going to get down. It's going to be an RBI single at least. As Stevens waves the runner home, 2 come across, an RBI, 2 RBI single. It is 5-1, Lady Comets. Not a bad single, Jeff.
Frozen rope just right there over top the head of the shortstop position there.
I'll tell you what, the Lady Comets ain't playing around. I don't know if there's something else going on in Olive Hill today or what's going on, but they're trying to get this game over with quick.
It may be the rain, what they're possibly thinking. It's like
this one's a hard hit ball. That's a fair ball. Oh!
Just went on the other side of the third base.
It bounced over third. Maybe not. Of course, the umpire has a better view than I do, but of course she comes in on a 300 average. A lot of people want to know what that is. Well, just put it in simple terms. She gets 3 hits at every 10 at-bats. That's the best way to think of it.
You got to love the stats and everything else, how they put on there. Always take it to 3 digits past the decimal point. Of course, that's the nerd in me talking.
Missed, and it's 0-2. 2 outs here. Morgan County really needs to try to get out of this inning right here to avoid any more damage, Jeff. And I feel like if a couple more runs come across, the game kind of becomes out of reach. This one's a hard hit ball in the left field, tracking to the left fielder, tracking, and that'll end the first inning. Way at the top of the second, the Comets put 5 across home plate. It's 5-1. Lady Comets lead on the Cool Hits Sports Network.
The Tri-State's Munition Store. The best fishing and archery departments in the Tri-State. The largest selection of Benchmade and case knives. And the largest selection of Liberty safes anywhere. And the area's largest turkey shotgun selection. Get ready for turkey and fishing season at Border Sporting Goods. the best sporting goods shop around. US 60 West, Ashland.
Of course, we want to thank a couple of our great sponsors as we get in the top of the second. Rips Farm Center and First of People's Bank, Jeff. We have the best sponsors in the tri-state. And I have a Clark's close to my house. Talk a little bit about Clark's Pump and Shop. And, I've drank more water in the last, since the first of the year than I ever have. I didn't drink any water. I just drank pop and milk or whatever. And I tell you, my favorite water I get is the Clark's brand water. You got to get the Clark's brand water. It's as good as any water you can buy. It says natural spring. It is. Some waters you get says come from a natural spring. And no, they came from the Ohio River.
Right.
Not Clark's water. This is great water. Ready to stop. The top of the second as this one misses outside.
And also definitely like to thank the Vanceburg Power Board on there as well.
Yeah.
Even though we don't have a Lewis County team here, but they always remind you to call 811 before you dig because it could be a very shocking experience. Not for yourself, but and your pocketbook.
Here's Spencer, counts 1-1. Morgan County really needs to, and I feel like when you have a successful inning like the Lady Comets did there in the bottom of the first, it kind of puts a little bit more pressure on your opponents to kind of counter that, especially because, you come out here and you don't put any across the board. And then if the Lady Comets come in third time at bat and put 2 or 3 more, and you're really in trouble. This one's a bunt, a very well-placed bunt, and Spencer will reach first base on an infield single. So 1 on with no out, and here comes Carver.
Next up to left fielder number 9, Cheyenne Carver.
Seeing Carver coming in, donning some face paint here today.
I was always a fan of the face paint. Sometimes I got a little carried away with the face paint, though. I don't feel real good when it gets in the eyes. But that was also 20 years ago, Jeff.
I always remember the little giant where the kid was putting on the eye black and ended up he put it all over the place, and because he started decorating and drawing all over himself,
Right.
and eventually he ran out of eye black. So
here's the 0-1. This one's a hard hit ball in the left field. This one's going to get down. As runner's going to be forced to stay at second, afraid that the ball was going to be caught. So a single for Carver, and Morgan County has 2 on with no out. Both teams just really hitting the ball well early, Jeff. And like you said, there might be something in the air, and it's not rain. So both are just hitting the ball very, very well. Here comes Vest. This one's a shallow fly ball. Infield fly roll counts, and the runner is back in time as the home plate umpire gave the infield fly call. And there's 1 away. Here comes Hampton, who flew out her last time up.
back up to the top of the lineup here for Morgan County.
Some very hard hit balls early, and it seems like that the balls are not really carrying like they were early in the season as the wind's not as strong. This one misses outside, 1-0.
Of course, they were I think it was on ESPN talking about how they were saying that maybe global warming has been contributing to harder hit shots and more home runs in the major league.
Well, you know, and this one's a hard hit ball into right field. It gets down. It's going to roll all the way to the fence. Rounding third and coming home is Spencer. Rounding third and coming home is Carver. And rounding third and coming home at the plate. And she's safe for an infield home run, or an in the park home run, is Hampton. Think about those in the park home runs, Jeff. Is the beauty of that is when you're a grandmother and you can say, yeah, I hit a bunch of home runs, people won't remember that one of them was in the park.
Right. And she got fortunate there. Obstruction called at the plate there.
And it was the right call.
Yeah. because you have to give that base lane up unless the ball is imminent. And it was just right. You know, it wasn't a bang play, and
it wasn't on purpose. It was just her. Right. She was waiting on the throw, and in the heat of the moment, you kind of lose where you're at, and you know, it's
one or two steps up, and that call's not made.
Right.
But like I said, correct call, correct position.
5-4 now, as the Lady Cougars have put 3 across here in the top of the second. I'll tell you what, this one misses outside. Jeff, we may have to get a scoreboard adjusted out there. If both these teams keep scoring at this pace, we might set a state record for runs in a 7-inning game.
Say, well, you might live up to your nickname there, extra innings, Spencer.
This one's a hard hit ball into center field that's going to get down. Good play by the center fielder, staying in front of it, eliminating it to just a single. So Campbell, who grounded out her last time, singles this time, and here comes Smith, who singled her last time.
And this is the kind of way that you know, especially if you're Morgan County, that you want to respond, the way that you want to respond to a 5-run first inning, because you think, all right, we're down 5-1, what are we going to do?
Absolutely.
And then there you go, and you almost get this game tied up.
This one's hit over in foul territory.
And that one was definitely clear of Roger Holbrook's truck.
I tell you what, those softballs would do a lot of damage, man. And of course,
I
believe Mr. Tiller, a couple of years ago, maybe it was last year, we were doing a baseball game, and I believe his car got hit twice in one game.
Look at a great traverse.
Called strike on the outside part of the plate, throw down the second, and not in time. So Campbell will grab second. Count should be 0-2 after a foul and a strike call.
There's our confirmation there by Mr. Brown,
who's pretty good. Pretty good umpire behind the plate tonight. A kind of a veteran crew who, you name it, they've seen it, Jeff. 0-2 pitch. Ooh, this one, I don't know where that one missed at. It's, I guess, a little bit outside. It's 1-2.
Yeah, I mean, especially with Mark Brown. He's seen softball at all different levels. Both, here at the high school, the lower levels, and also in the collegiate world.
A lightly hit ground ball over the second baseman, flips it to first, and there's 2 away. Runner did advance over to third base. So I think it's a win, Jeff, if you get out of this inning holding the lead. If you're the Lady Comets for the Cougars, man, if the result's not what you want leaving this game, you kind of want to go back and look at how many runners you left on base.
Right. And that's probably going to be the big statistic that they're going to be looking at here after this one, because, there's been a lot of hits in this first inning and a half.
Here comes Sword, who singled her last time up. One thing that's interesting is both teams have been through their lineups already almost twice, and only one strikeout between the two teams.
Yeah, this is definitely not a pitcher's duel here today. If you like offense, this is going to be the game that you have. So if you're here in Olive Hill, we're not going anywhere just yet.
And Daniel Barker is pulling the hair out of his head. Daniel Barker, of course, Wes Carter's coach, very good coach who, man, he loves defense. So this count is 0-1. Wes Carter really needs to try and get out of this inning right here. Of course, Miss Campbell standing on third base. And one of the things that I found interesting, of course, this is my first game I've done out at West Carter for softball. One thing I found interesting, man, is this one's a hard, I believe it's a dead ball. It hit off her leg. I'm not knocking baseball, but I feel like that the girls that play softball are more bought into the program than maybe some of the baseball teams. The way Zach Stevens runs his program here, every game that these girls enter, and I've watched a couple of your broadcasts, they're intending to win. You don't get a lot of that when I'm not knocking anybody, but there's some boys teams out there that they know they're going to lose for the first pitch. You won't get that with this Lady Comet team. It's 1-2.
And I think a lot of it comes in just from the history of, softball and everything else. These players that come out, and they know they got to get things done and get it done quickly. Because, you got to think up until, a few years ago, there was a time limit.
Here's the 1-2. Hard hit ball that goes foul.
Nice little fancy dance there down the third baseline.
So, of course, you talk a little bit about Morgan County, how their season's kind of developed. They've really, kind of just what we talk about, man, the consistency. So, with a 1-2 count, West Carter trying to get out of the top of the second here, and it's tough to see. Of course, my view's right behind the umpire. This one's fouled way back behind us.
Yeah, unfortunately, the press box actually just a little bit catty-cornered off of here. It was supposed to be a dual-function press box, but
I understand the logic behind it, and truthfully, the way that it's positioned here. This one's a hard hit ball to the second baseman who is unable to make the play, and it's going to roll past the right fielder. Rounding first, going to second, rounding second, and going to third is Sword, and it'll be a stand-up double for her, stand-up triple.
And that's going to tie the ball game right there at 5 apiece.
First baseman number 12, Madison Smith.
Here comes Smith, who had an RBI single her last time up.
There's time for those new softballs that you were talking about.
Out at KCU, they foul off about 35 balls a game, and I wonder how many they actually get back. This one, I believe it hit the umpire's mid. His throw is in time. Good play by the catcher as Sword tries to steal home. She's thrown out. That'll end the top half of the second. We'll head to the bottom of the second. We're all tied at 5 on the Cool Hits Sports Network.
A little over 46 years.
They're very family-oriented. You just walk in and everybody's friendly. They talk to you. They know you by name.
You may not go in there for a day or several years, and I think you go in there and you still feel like family.
Recently, we refinanced our home, and it felt like it was right because we trust the people that work there. This is my people.
Ashland Credit Union. Own your journey.
If you're looking for a complete discount pharmacy with old-fashioned service and excellent prices, look no more. Since 1979, Stultz Pharmacy has provided our area with the finest in pharmacy care, 24-hour emergency prescription service, free delivery, and drive-through service for prescriptions. Stultz Pharmacy continues to fill all of your expectations. They carry a nice selection of gift items. For hometown service, see the professionals at Stultz Pharmacy in Greenup. More than you expect from a pharmacy.
Stultz Pharmacy.
Back out here in Olive Hill, Kentucky, as the Lady Cougars put 4 across there in the top of the second. And West Carter's ready to reload and try to regain that lead back. Currently, we sit tied 5-5 as trying to get this game in. And I tell you what, the way both teams are swinging the bat so far, Jeff, it may keep the rain away.
I know. With as we were talking about earlier, with the butterfly effect and a few others, the vortex effect, with as many balls that's been flying out to the outfield, that's going to push anything away from here.
In the bottom half of the first, the Lady Comets went all the way 1 through 9 through the lineup. And here comes Holbrook, who made a heck of a defensive play to end the top of the second, and she hits another really hard ball that's going to sneak through, so she has a single and a double so far today.
Definitely earning that leadoff position on the field, or on the lineup there for West Carter.
And here comes Burton, who also had a double. This one was an RBI double, her last time up. So misses high. Throw down to first, not in time.
That's where you have to check for the hidden ball trick. But of course, there's no leadoff.
Never seen it. Never seen it at the high school level and in person. Of course, there's videos on YouTube and all over the place where people have tried it. But I believe if the pitcher stands on the mound, it's a balk.
Circle.
Yeah. Well, no, I was talking about in baseball.
Oh, in baseball, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, in softball, you can't lead
I've
off.
never seen it in softball, even on YouTube or several other social media outlets. Have you ever seen one in person, a hidden ball trick or an attempt?
Not in person, no.
Not in person.
You can't get it really in softball unless they just don't call time.
It's such a fast-paced sport that it is, exactly. And nobody really leads off a lot. Throw down to first.
Yeah, softball you can't.
Can't lead off.
No, it's like you have to be standing on the plate or on
until the
base
pitch.
until that pitch is there.
2-2 is the count. No outs. Runner on first. Here's the pitch. This one swung on and missed. And Burton goes down on strikes. Here comes McGlone, who had an RBI double her last time up.
Number 3, the shortstop, Brandy McGlone.
This one misses high. Throw down at first, not in time. Of course, we want to thank a couple of our fantastic sponsors, Rips Farm Center and Ashland Credit Union. And Jeff Irwin for setting us up here, man. This looks fantastic. This one's a lightly hit ball into the infield. Nice play, but the catcher can't make the play. Everyone's going to be safe as no one's at second. Throw goes in the outfield, and Wes Carter is cooking. This ball's going to roll all the way to the outfield. This may be one of the longest in-the-park home runs you've ever seen. Throws not in time. Oh, and a hard-hit collision at home.
And I think she's just been ejected.
And I believe the catcher has been thrown out of the game. It says McGlone has an inside-the-park home run. And let me tell you a little something. That was a hard-hit ball, and I really wasn't sure what happened there. But the toughness of McGlone to take that hit and get up like it was nothing.
Yeah, she is a very physical player. If you've watched her in powder puff football, you can definitely tell that. I mean, she can take some shots and everything, and she took one right there. I know the catcher from Morgan, she's trying to plead her case. But she was
That's
right
one of those
there.
things where you're going to have to go back and watch the replay on the Cool Hit Sports Network. We weren't, I can't say either way because I'm not sure. It's one of those things that I don't think anybody really is sure except for the umpire who that's his job to make sure he's looking at that, and he was right on top of it. So we think anyways. We'll go back and watch it. But as of now, Sward has been thrown out of the game for kind of a little bit maybe of an unsportsmanlike play there.
Yeah, because being right there at the plate, and really in the baseline too on there. I'm sure that he was probably getting ready to call obstruction until the contact was made. And no chance for a play at home, as you said, the throw was in late. And that's where, you hate to say if she wasn't meaning to do that, then it was just a situation of she was just in the wrong place, wasn't aware of her surroundings, was in the base path, and just made contact with McGlone.
Well, one of the things that, when something like that happens is, as an observer, not even a broadcaster, is you look at the reaction between the players and we got several Morgan County fans sitting to our left. No one really made a reaction.
Right.
And so that makes you think, more so that with the call was right.
Yeah, you had definitely the West Carter fans on our right-hand side here.
They weren't happy.
Well, they were
all over.
Yeah,
they had a good view.
Yeah.
Look, see where they're at. They're on the, we're sitting here behind home plate, so we're, kind of got a different view. I'm not saying either way. I'm not really sure. It's one of those things, like I said, we'll have to go back and look at. But if the umpire called it, regardless what anybody says, that's the call.
It is what it is.
As play has stopped here.
Yeah, we got a new catcher coming in, number 16, going to be in the plate after, I think it was, 99?
Sward, 99, who, I'll tell you what, Jeff, that's a big blow to the Lady Cougars, who's a really good hitter for him also.
And this is definitely going to be a blow there for Morgan County. I mean, of course, just the whole thought process behind it. It's like, obviously the pitcher's now got a new catcher.
Right. And you think about it, Jeff, I hate to interrupt you, though.
Oh, no problem.
The toughness of McGlone.
Yeah.
I mean, this was a very physical play at home plate. I mean, almost got her head taken off, and she got up like, I do this every day. Like, this was no big deal to me, and that tells you a little bit about this team. So.
Right. Yeah, as I said, McGlone, a tough individual.
Here's Artrup. So we've had 2 in-the-park home runs so far today. This one's a hard-hit foul ball. Count goes 0-1. There's still only one away. West Carter's able to put 2 across so far here in the bottom of the second.
We may have a little thing that there could have been an injury on that play at home too.
Yeah,
I'll have to get
you hate to hear that, especially with the player caliber of McGlone, and you don't want anybody to get hurt, but that would be a huge hit. And you can get away with a broken finger in some sports, and this is kind of not one of them.
Right.
Counts quickly 0-2, still only one away.
Because we'll see if she comes back out or if she's going to.
Well, I'll tell you what,
rotate it out.
I'll tell you what.
Well, they'll put a hole there at shortstop.
It would not surprise me.
Yeah, with her toughness,
Artrip going down on strikes. There's 2 away. Here comes Willis, who walked her last time up. Exactly. I mean, that was I know that we got it on tape,
right?
But it's one of those things that you have to see in person to understand how hard that hit was at home plate. This one's a hard hit ball right to the pitcher, who makes a fantastic play and flicks it over to first, and that'll end the second inning. We'll head to the top of the third. It's 7-5. Lady Comets on the Cool Hits Sports Network.
JSB Industrial Solutions, Inc. is owned and managed by Shane Wallingford to be a solutions provider for manufacturers tailoring to their specialized needs. It was created with the vision that good communication among all parties will provide the best answer to the problem. From ball mills used in pulverization to custom design of equipment or components, JSB Industrial Solutions, Inc. will gladly work with clients to resolve the issues that are prevalent. Their vision is to make your project their successful business. JSB Industrial Solutions, Tollsboro, Kentucky.
For those on the go, the smoothie connoisseur, the break room favorite, and for those that just never quite have it all, Clark's has what you need to keep your day on track. Make life easier and keep your busy schedule moving forward with everything you need at Clark's. Clark's Pump and Shop. Return, refresh, refuel.
Back out here in Olive Hill, Kentucky, the campus of West Carter Middle School. And Jeff, we kind of got some clarification there from our umpire, and he said basically in simple terms, an easy call.
Right.
So anytime you get an explanation from an umpire, which of course that's part of the Cool Hits benefits. You're so close to the field that you get to talk to the officials during the game,
and where they know us too. That's that's the other good thing.
That helps, yeah.
And as he said, it was of course obvious obstruction, and like I said, he didn't even get a chance to throw up the arm there, for
right.
that.
And
that's the second obstruction call that we've had.
Right,
and
it seemed like an easy call, and of course the one that was called on West Carter was completely accidental.
Right.
She was just trying to make a play, and as the Lady Cougars got some work to do, and I believe this is Smith. This one called strike on the outside part of the plate is 0-1. Smith had an RBI singler last time up. Here in the top of the third, 7-5, Lady Comets lead. Ooh, this one just misses, 1-1.
I think from this advantage point, you can also you can judge for yourself if you think these are balls or strikes.
Well, sometimes I just like to argue, and if he calls something that I don't like, I might start arguing. This one, nice pitch. 1-2. This one's a hard hit, very high in the air fly ball. Shortstop's tracking, and makes the play. Very tough play there by the shortstop.
Yeah, that's Brandon McGlone.
McGlone, I tell you. Jeff, she's played a pretty good game today.
Yeah, pretty complete. Had that double earlier on.
Home run.
Yeah, and then the home run.
A ball that she hit about 4 feet from home plate ended up being a home run.
Yep.
I don't know if it'll go down as a home run. Of course, the throw to second went in the outfield and kind of just, what do they call it, a accordion effect for Morgan County there as mistake led to another mistake.
Yeah, that's where it's going to rely on who the scorer is for that day.
Well, we're the scorers here today, so we're going to count it as a home run. Counts quickly, 0-2 with one away. I think she deserves a home run after taking that contact at home plate, don't you think?
Yeah. Yeah, you don't want to put that down as like a 2 or 3 E's coming out there.
Well, you can't. Fouled straight off the catcher's. Looks like they're going to get, as the bat may have hit the glove of the catcher, they're going to get obstruction, and I believe that Parks will grab first base, and she will. So that's kind of the first time I've ever seen that.
Now, this is one in which you want to make sure that you have, like I said, and it's great that we have veteran umpires here today to be able to make those calls because,
of course, Mr. Foster out there in the field.
Yeah, if you have a rookie umpire or anything else that has been through the rule book only once or twice.
He's not calling that.
No.
Counts 1-0, one away. Runner on first for Morgan County.
And then I'm not really for sure, kind of talking about Morgan County with that ejection as well, if that's going to result in a game suspension afterwards.
I don't think so. I don't think that they do suspensions for. I don't know. I have to check the rule book.
I have to check that out because I know it gets reported to the KHSA, and then you never know if it's like a coach's decision or anything else. I do have to admit I got ejected from one ball game and I had to sit out a game.
What'd you get thrown out for?
It was actually, believe it or not, with Morgan County, and I was first time I was making an attempt at a ball in basketball. The ball was stolen. He had the ball up near his head, so made contact with his head, and then made contact with his head a second time, and didn't really know I was ejected until after the end of the game. I sit down. It was right in the fourth quarter, and used to have a little pink slip that they would give you.
3-1 is the count with one away, as Jeff talks about how he used to play dirty in high school. As this one hits straight up the middle, it's going to sneak through. The second baseman can't make the play. Good play by the center fielder. Throw's going to go to third, and it's going to be in time. Ooh, looks like she got her foot in there just in time. What a play by the base runner. I thought she was for sure going to be out. It was a really good job by the base runner, Parks, to lead with her front foot and kind of sneak underneath the tag there.
Yeah, because not a throw-out situation there.
So with one away here in the top of the third, the Lady Cougars are trying to have a chance to tie this game with a well-hit ball with 2 runners in scoring position.
That's a throw-out, a force-out situation.
This one's a very lightly hit ball that lands right on the baseline. I thought it was guess it misses just to the left. Of course, the umpire is right, standing on the line. Of course, we're sitting behind home plate, so he has a better view than us. That's all one. That's a huge break for the Lady Comets. That scores 2, Jeff.
Yeah, it's all in the angle that you look at it.
It is.
I know that if my car goes down to E, sometimes if I move my head just a little bit more to the left, I got more gas.
That's a good analogy. Nice play. Second baseman who doubles up the runner at second, and that will end the top of the third. Way to the bottom of the third. No damage done. West Carter holds a 7-5 lead here on the Cool Hits Sports Network.
Are you having trouble keeping your parking lot lit? Is customer safety priorities? If so, call River Cities Builders at 473-4112 for all your lighting needs. We have bucket truck and boom crane truck services. We have extensive experience in exterior lighting and parking lot lighting maintenance. No need to ever be in the dark again. Remember, call River Cities Builders at 473-4112 for all your lighting needs. We will light your path to success.
When you have business away from home or a planned event far from your comfort zone, you're probably going to need a little help. Let A&A Porta Potties assist you with all your portable toilet needs. Whether on a construction site, planning for an outdoor wedding, or any other outdoor event, A&A Porta Potties are here to assist you. A&A Porta Potties also rents out storage containers, office containers, cooling fans, tables, and chairs. A&A Porta Potties, there is no event too big or too small for us to accommodate you.
Back out here in the Cool Hit Sports Network, Olive Hill, Kentucky, as Jeff tells me his best dad jokes during the break, and kind of talked a little bit about consistency, man. Let me tell you something. West Carter's really starting to hit some consistency, especially here in the first 2 innings here in Olive Hill.
Yeah, 5 runs in the first, and then, of course, 2 more there in the second. They're looking at, keep on adding runs onto the board every single inning.
And you think about this West Carter team, a team that's full with girls that are multi-sport athletes.
Yep.
And I think that, you talk about that, and some people are against it. Of course, the people here in Olive Hill and myself and Jeff are not against it. I think that playing multiple sports helps them stay in shape more than what it would be just kind of relying on one sport.
Yeah, because there's a lot of misconceptions about players going and specializing. And I even remember last year, who did we have come out her senior year to play softball? None less than the leading scorer for the Lady Comets there.
Absolutely. And, you got to think about several different athletes across the air. Mason Moore in Brown County a couple years ago. Here's the pitch. This one's fouled straight back. As West Carter trying to add a little bit more damage here. Currently holding a 2-run lead, 7-5. We're in the bottom of the third. This one on the inside part of the plate, quickly 0-2. This one's a hard hit ball into shallow center field, and fighting for it. Finally, the left fielder comes over, makes the play, and Lambert will fly out. Here comes Reffett, who grounded out her last time up.
Stepping in for West Carter, third baseman, number 32, Sarah Reffett.
This one's fouled away. I'll tell you what, being a home plate umpire would be tough, man. I bet he's got several different ice packs for different parts of his body after a game.
I umpired baseball for 2 years, and I can attest to it. I just about had a tattoo of some laces.
This one's a hard hit ball. This one's going to get in the outfield, roll all the way to the fence. Reffett is being waved to second. Throw to second, and she's going to be there. Good play by Reffett, who, after a fly out, has the Lady Comets back in business. So a stand-up double for Reffett. And here comes McLeese, who had an RBI single her last time up. And if you're Coach Zach Stevens, Jeff, you got to be happy with the way your team's been at the plate so far tonight. This one misses inside, 1-0.
Yeah, numerous extra base hits today. No small ball here today. I think we've had, one bunt?
One bunt, yep. One away, 1-0. This one's a foul ball that's run down by the first baseman, and there's 2 away with Reffett standing on second with the runner in scoring position. That's one of those things we talked about early in the broadcast is this game may be decided by who leaves the most runners on base at the end of the innings or in half of the innings. And one thing that it's interesting, it's not interesting, I think it's awesome, is the way that West Carter's coaching the bases. Very aggressive base running.
Yeah, and especially in this sport, you have to be.
This one's a hard hit ball in the left field, back, and the play is made by the left fielder of Morgan County. That'll end the third inning. We'll head to the top of the fourth, still 7-5, Lady Comets on the Cool Hits Sports Network.
When you want real, authentic Mexican menu items, you want Tres Hermanos Nunez. Accept no substitutes. None compares. Fajitas, tacos, burritos, quesadillas, chimichangas, even vegetarian choices. A kids menu, desserts and salads, a tasty, budget-pleasing selection for you and your family, unlike any others. Should be your first and only choice for authentic Mexican all throughout the tri-state. Ashland, Greenham, Grayson, Paintsville, Canova, South Point, Olive Hill, and Cannonsburg. Tres Hermanos Nunez, the best around.
Where does your money go? When you bank with us, your deposit becomes your neighbor's loan. A real estate agent sells a house. They get a commission. They deposit it with us. We use it to make an auto loan to one of our customers. Hometown people helping each other grow. That's what it's all about. First and People's Bank and Trust Company, member FDIC. We are the home office.
Back out here in Olive Hill, Kentucky, on the campus of West Carter Middle School, just right down the road from the high school, Jeff. And I've done a couple of the West Carter baseball team games, a team that, man, let me tell you something, in a couple of years, loaded with young talent. Freshman and sophomore, very, very heavy roster. And you talk about some of their young talent coming up. And it's unfortunate that I've said this to a couple people, and I've mentioned it. I think the 16th region's got some teams right now. You talk about Boyd County, East Carter, Rowan County, and there's some teams there that not only can win the region, but win some games at the state level.
Oh, absolutely. You know, a lot of people discount the 16th region. You know, it's like,
They
well, they're over
shouldn't
there
anymore.
far east. But, I mean, you look, Boyd County has put the 16th region on the map.
Well, they have. And you talk about, other schools in the 16th region. And,
Well, East Carter as well, because,
East Carter and Rowan County also.
Someone that you can't just say, oh, yay, we got the 16th region in the draw.
This is Vest, who flew out her last time up. One 1-0 count. Here's the pitch, a hard hit ball in the right field. Right fielder doing a very good job of keeping the ball in front of her. Knew she wasn't going to make it there in time, but makes a very good play and eliminating it to a very hard hit single. So Vest singles. One on with no out, and we'll go to the top of the lineup. And here comes Hampton, who Jeff only had an RBI inside the park home runner last time up.
So definitely one that wouldn't hurt to keep the outfielders one or two steps back, which definitely looks like that's what Williams is doing out there in right field.
Kind of a defensive adjustment here for West Carter. This one's a hard hit ball straight up the middle. The shortstop is not able to make the play, and Morgan County will have 2 on with no outs here in the top of the 4th.
She made a good jump on it. It just went right underneath her glove. She had one softball length underneath her glove, and that's exactly where it went to.
Here comes Campbell, who singled her last time up. You go back to, Morgan County's going to start getting to the bottom part of their lineup, and you're going to kind of wonder how big of a loss will Sword be, as this will be the first time going through the lineup without her in it.
Because she had a big hit there early on in the game here today. And, I mean, usually your catcher's your anchor. You know, they bring everybody together.
You don't play catcher unless you're tough. Counts 0-1. This one's fouled straight back at Jeff. Quickly 0-2. And if you're West Carter here, you kind of want a ground ball hit to the pitcher or maybe to the shortstop or second baseman and have an opportunity to turn 2 there.
Right. Because right now, and the one good thing that West Carter's looking at now, even if they can get a pop-up, that's going to be a ground rolled up,
or excuse me, infield
fly.
Yep. This one's a hard hit ball into right field. Good play by the right fielder. Staying in front of it, 1 run will score. Throw to third is not in time. And Morgan County puts 1 across as Vest touches home plate with runners on the corners with no outs. And here comes Smith, who grounded out her last time up. 7-6. Lady Comets holding a slim 1-run lead, but 1 run so far, and Jeff really hasn't meant a whole lot.
No, because, I mean, you had West Carter with 5 runs in the first, 2 in the second, and I think both teams were shut out there in the third.
But, yeah, that was the most talk of this one. Hits home plate. Should be a dead ball, and it is. That was the most interesting part of the whole, scoring for both teams, is both teams go scoreless there in the third, after absolutely tattooing the ball through the first 3 innings. This one misses inside. His runner goes down the second, so now Morgan County will have 2 runners in scoring position with no outs and 1-1 count. Misses outside. 2-1. Swing and a miss, and we got a 2-2 count. I think it's, moments like this will dictate your winner.
Yep.
How does West Carter respond here after a kind of a gut punch here for Morgan County? As this one's going to hit off the top of the dugout.
One thing I got to say, the Morgan County dugout, very good spirits over there.
Yeah, and like something I said earlier, these girls have really bought in, both teams, and especially you talk about Morgan County, and it's no secret they know their record. People know their record, but here they are. They're competing, and they're down 1 run here in the 4th inning. So,
yep. You have to win those little battles.
Right. You got to crawl before you can walk, and right now, Morgan County's playing pretty good. Swung on and missed. Great pitch, up in the zone, something I could never hit, and there is one away. Here comes, well, we don't got a roster. This was
Looks to play for Lady Cougars, number 16. McKenna
Spencer.
Spencer, but I guess we have 2 Spencers on the team. This was originally Sward's position in the lineup, who singled and tripled. So we'll see how much she's missed right here, especially a big spot, Jeff, and 2 runners on scoring position with only 1 out. Would have been prime Sward territory. You talk about how much they're going to miss her as we move forward in this game. Nice pitch, 1-1.
And you got to think most of these teams, they may only have 1 backup for any.
It's tough to get a backup catcher.
Yeah. Especially small schools and everything, they don't have
Well, even
JV
the larger
freshmen.
schools, man, it's tough to have multiple catchers. So, strike's called. 1-2 with 1 away.
Of course, used to your catcher was your main go-to person for the pitch and everything else. Now with seems like most of them
swung on and missed, and there's 2 away. I mean, Willis has really settled in here lately over the last 2.5 innings. Throw down to second. They're going to get her. Somebody was sleeping down there as a base running miscommunication will end the top of the 4th. So just what the doctor ordered for the Lady Comets. They're going to hold a 7-6 lead. We'll head to the bottom of the 4th on the Cool Hits Sports Network.
If you can picture yourself in a better job and a better life, there are thousands of openings in Kentucky right now. And with the Work Ready Kentucky Scholarship, you can prepare for many of them tuition free. Good at Ashland Community and Technical College. This scholarship offers 100% free tuition for classes that can prepare you for a great job in healthcare, advanced manufacturing, and more in as little as 13 weeks. Get started today at WorkReadyKentucky.com.
Primary Plus is celebrating 40 years of its mission of quality, advanced, affordable health care. With over 11 primary care locations throughout the region, Primary Plus believes in our communities and our patients. The Primary Plus name means primary care plus so much more, offering extended services such as women's health, pediatrics, dental, counseling, diabetes management, infusion services, and on-site pharmacy that offers free delivery. Primary Plus believes in connecting health care for you and your family and is always welcoming new patients. Learn more at primaryplus.net.
Back out here in Olive Hill, Kentucky, the campus of West Carter Middle School. The softball field is actually located at the middle school, and whoever takes care of the field does a very good job, Jeff. And the grass is looking great. The way that it's lined out and the way that the grass is cut looks very, very good. Of course, it's a great facility. The dugouts look brand new. Everything looks great out here. And I'll tell you what, if the Comets keep hitting the ball like this, they're going to have to get a new scoreboard to be able to facilitate the number of runs they're putting up.
The 3rd digit out there. Yeah, you got to give it up to Zach Stevens. I was out here earlier getting the canopy set up, planning for rain just in case. And he was out here dragging the field. Him and Chris Rose. Went to school with Chris Rose. Chris was responsible for the pitcher circle out there, and then Zach was all over the place. He did all the painting with Chris, and he does a fantastic job.
And that's one thing that I don't think that varsity athletic coaches at all levels in all sports get a lot of credit for. People, they coach, but they're also taking care of uniforms. They're also taking care of the field. They're also, doing a lot of things that people don't really. This one's way behind I believe this is the catcher.
Yeah, this is
Holbrook.
Claire Holbrook.
I tell you what, Holbrook, she's absolutely tattooed the ball today. So far, she has a double and a single. This one misses outside. It's 2-0. West Carter with an opportunity here at the top of the lineup to really cause some damage as far as kind of trying to put this game away. This one's a hard hit ball. Nice play by the pitcher who throws over to first, and quickly there's one away. Boy, that was a heads-up play.
Yeah, because that's one of those that, as a hitter and as a pitcher, you're scared of.
It's one of those things that you're glad that the girls are wearing masks.
Yeah.
Because all it would take is that ball to hit the wrong bump on the ground and come up and hit you in the face.
Well, and it's almost, you're glad that they're even expanding that out to the infield as well. It's not just the pitcher now.
So with one away, here comes Burton, who struck out her last time but doubled her first time. This ball's out of play.
Into the woods here behind us. Because you go not too much further back behind us and you got the Rock Crusher.
I don't know nothing about that.
Yeah, actually, interesting little fact. You get here on days that they're actually doing some demolition out there and crushing some rock.
But it's really nice and quiet.
Oh, well, you can feel the shake at the school. I've been in West Carter Middle School several times, and all of a sudden you just hear a little kind of almost like a thunder, and then the school shakes.
This one misses. 2-1. I'll tell you what, one time I was down in Tigers Creek, right over here off Reed Shady Lane and Olive Hill. You pass the bus garage, past that little souvenir place, and take that left and go over the hill there and down over the creek. And there's a midsummer. Nice play by Burton. This one's going to go all the way to center field, and it's a hard hit single. Was over there, and I was about a mile down the creek, and when anybody that's watching or listening knows when you're fishing, especially wade fishing, you don't know how far you've gone till you try to go back.
Yep.
Well, when you're down in the valley there, you don't see the clouds a whole lot. You can just see what's right above you because the way Tigers Creek lays, and I heard a crack of thunder, and I thought, oh, this one's a hard hit ball. Back, and gone. McGlone with her second homer of the day. This one a 2-run shot, and it is 9-6.
And she's hit home runs in back-to-back games as well over the fence. And
this one's a no-doubter. No doubt home run there by McGlone. What I was saying, though, is big streak of lightning went through the sky, and I was a mile down from where I was supposed to get in the car, and was with my dad, and this hadn't been that long ago. And so we kind of had to hold on to trees while a severe storm came through, and there from on, I made sure. See, I never used to take my phone because I was afraid to get wet. I always take my phone down because that was the day that we had that bad derecho that came through that remember all that flooding they had in West Virginia when those 3 straight derechios, it was like a once in 100-year type thing, and that came through the area, and it's amazing how fast that water can come up, man.
Yeah, you don't know it unless you live in certain areas or have been around and seen that.
Well, the way I related it to people that I told was it was like a power washer. When Tigers Creek kind of makes its way through the Carter Caves Valley, man, it's almost like all that water trying to go through a very small area, and it becomes dangerous. Very hard hit ball down the third baseline is foul. And talk a little bit about McGlone, what kind of day she's had. She homered. Very controversial play there at the home plate, not for the umpire, man. He threw her out instantly. It was an easy call for him. Of course, we'll have to go back and watch it. But took a very hard lick there. Of course, she sounded like, we heard some mumbles to our right that maybe she got a little banged up there. Maybe it hurt her hand or her finger, and gets up the next time at bat. This one's a fair ball. This one's hit very hard down the third baseline. Rounding first and going to second is Artrup, who will have a stand-up double. And comes up her next time at bat after taking a very hard shot here at home plate and hits a absolute no-doubter over the left field fence.
Right. Yeah, that was clear as soon as she hit that.
And you just gone. Know it because you can just the sound it's very flush, it's very clean, and And here comes Willis, who has been pitching pretty daggone well today. This one's a hard hit ball in the left field. It's going to be a tough play. No one's going to be able to get there. It's fair ball. As Archer is going to be waved home. This play is not going to be really that close. Archer will score easy, and it's 10-6, Lady Comets. So this will go down as an RBI double for Miss Willis. Here comes Lambert, who flew out her last time up. Aggressive base running has really paid off for the Lady Comets in this one.
Yeah, because like I said, in this sport, used to, especially with the time limit and everything else, you had to be aggressive. You could not just say, well, I'm going to go ahead and take this.
This one fouled way back behind us. Well, I guess the net caught it. Thank goodness that net is there, because I tell you what, I can take a shot. I'll be fine, but if one piece of our equipment takes a shot, that'd be I don't think it'll heal up like us. This one misses high, 1-1.
Of course, I've been pricing out equipment and everything, and sometimes you take a look at the wish list, like, what's the most expensive lens that's out there?
They go and tens of thousands.
Oh, that is an under
tens of thousands.
You're talking that pitch there.
I believe that I priced one time, and I believe that I looked at one when I'm at EKA. It was 90,000.
I seen one that's like they do like on TV, in which a ball went into one, and it was $250,000. And I was thinking one
you
bad
think
hop.
We could go fund me enough money to get that lens?
Oh, I don't think so. There are probably some other websites we need to visit to try to get that.
3-1, one away. West Carter has added 3 across here as this one's foul.
Hit up some of the dark web a little bit, and
see, I'm a weird type of guy, man. Yeah, I like a good yard sale and a bargain, but when I buy something like that, I like something that has a warranty on it. Yep. So it's just one of those things. The swung on and missed, and there's 2 away. So now you kind of, roles have kind of been reversed a little bit here after a strong getting there for Morgan County, closing the game within 1 run. West Carter answers right back and extends that lead back out to 4 currently with Reffett at the plate, who had a double her last time and hits this one. That's a very good play by the center fielder, a very hard hit ball in the center field. Very good job, I believe. That is Campbell for Morgan County, who made a very, very good play, and that saves a run.
Yeah, she did a great job getting it back to the pitcher so that the pitcher can take a look and try to figure out where's the runners going, what they're doing.
Here comes McLeese, who flew out her last time. She had an RBI single her first time. She gets some instructions here from Coach Zach Stevens.
Come to the plate for the Lady Comets, the second baseman, number 6, Jasmine McLeese.
Looks like we're going to get a runner for Miss Reffett. I'm trying to figure out what's happening here. Yep, we are. Of course, Reffett was stranded on base her last time after getting a double. And, one of those things we talk about is this game probably will be decided by which team leaves the least amount of runners on base.
Yep, and that's Alyssa Napier out there going to be pinch running in for Reffett.
This one's a little blooper in the infield. It's going to be a tough play. Bang, bang. Good play by the pitcher, and that'll end the 4th inning. We had the top of the 5th. West Carter puts 3 across on a 2-run shot to left field by McGlone. It's 10-6 on the Cool Hits Sports Network.
I'm April Perry, the CEO of Kentucky Farmers Bank. On average, our employees have been with Kentucky Farmers Bank for over 10 years, and that is important to you and us. We want you to know who you are dealing with. Whether you are financing a new home, buying a car, or remodeling your kitchen, Kentucky Farmers Bank is the better bank for all your needs.
Kentucky Farmers Bank, the better bank for all your financial needs since 1931. Located in Ashland, Summit, and Catlettsburg. KentuckyFarmersBank.com. Member FDIC and Equal Housing Lender.
Smithfield Foods in Grayson is a proud community partner, taking pride in providing a safe and friendly environment for their workers and for the community. Smithfield Foods is always ready to support our growing community any way they can. Smithfield Foods is the world's largest pork processor and hog producer, and they're committed to providing good food in a responsible and environmentally safe way. Proud to be a part of the community. Smithfield Foods in Grayson.
Back out here, Olive Hill, Kentucky, a.k.a. God's Country.
Yep.
On the campus of West Carter Middle School, of course. Lady Comets are leading the Lady Cougars 10-6. We're in the top of the fifth. Bottom of the fourth was a really big inning for the Lady Comets, Jeff. And, it's highlighted by McGlone's 2-run home run to left field.
Yeah, a little bit of insurance runs. As we said before, it gives your pitcher some relief.
I believe we've got a substitute in here, and Sword was eventually your first in the lineup, then Spencer, and now we've got another substitute who has an 0-1 count. As this one misses. Did you see me flinch there? Did you see that? Did you see that reflex?
Oh, you're good.
When you got a head this big, you got to move it. So I wonder if we've got insurance there at the Cool Hits in case of an accident happens.
So, no, because then you get someone leaning into one of those.
Strike. 1 and 2. Yeah, I might have to take a charge come basketball season.
Step out there, work the floor camera, and just get right out in the middle of it. I always said, thank goodness we're not in 3D right yet.
Well, yeah, it won't be long here on the Cool Hit Sports Network. We're always constantly improving our technology and our just, something. This is our first full year, Jeff, and I think it's been a very successful year, and we got some of the best schools to work with. Of course, you talk about West Carter and East Carter and Raceland and Morgan County. And strikeout for Willis, and there's one away.
Yeah, Lewis County.
And Lewis County, and it's just, it makes things a lot better when you have a lot of good people involved in the same plan, and right now we truly are blessed to the situation that we are in. Of course, me and Jeff knew each other a long time before the Cool Hits TV came along. This one's a lightly ground ball over to the shortstop, throw to first, and there is 2 away. Of course, Jeff streamed Media Day for us a year ago, and of course, we love Media Day. We had, I believe, we have 19 schools show up last year. And
I think so.
Of course, we had 1 or 2 that couldn't be there because of the flooding down in the coal fields and how bad that was. And I've kind of sent out a little bit of a soft feeler to kind of see what we're going to do this year. And I vowed that we're going to have food for the kids this year. And if I have to pay for it, I will. Here comes Spencer.
Yeah, because that's always a great event and everything else for the kids and everything. WSAZ showing up.
Absolutely. And me and Keith Morehouse and Jim Tracy have great relationships. And it was an event we started a couple of years ago, and something that I think all the schools and the players look forward to is there's 2 strikes with 2 outs. A very good inning for the Lady Comets so far, Jeff.
Yeah, pitching has definitely been on point here this inning.
Willis has really just settled in and just taken care of business and just put it how it is. This one's fouled straight back right at me. I'm glad I'm wearing my sunglasses, because if I didn't, I'd look really bad right there.
It's like,
I need to take these things off.
Get the eyes start bugging out and
Sometimes
everything.
you forget that you're wearing your sunglasses.
Oh, when your future's so bright, you have to wear shades.
No, it's just that. Strike 3's called. That'll end this half of the inning. We'll go to the bottom of the 5th. Lady Comets still hold a 4-run lead on the Cool Hits Sports Network.
The Tri-State's best gun and ammunition store. The best fishing and archery departments in the Tri-State. The largest selection of Benchmade and case knives. And the largest selection of Liberty safes anywhere. And the area's largest turkey shotgun selection. Get ready for turkey and fishing season at Border Sporting Goods, the best sporting goods shop around. US 60 West, Ashland.
back out here in Olive Hill, Kentucky. And it's a really, really good bottom of the fourth inning, top of the fifth inning for West Carter, as Willis was really dealing there and sent the Lady Cougars down in order and trying to add to a 4-run currently lead.
Yeah, definitely, as we said, when you have that huge inning like West Carter had, your pitcher can calm down just a little bit and, they can take a few more chances instead of feeling uptight and it's like, well, I've got to get this in on that corner of the plate or whatever.
And, Jeff, I'll tell you, the temperature has dropped probably about 7 or 8 degrees in the last 15 minutes, which tells me that we're getting really, really close to maybe some weather moving in, man. It really has cooled down here in Olive Hill.
Wind started picking up here a little bit as well. I always say, especially with Coach Allgood being the boys' baseball coach over here at West Carter, that it hit from 80 to 50 like it's seen Coach Allwood, which he is an Olive Hill City police officer.
Here is Williams. A strike's called on the outside part of the plate, 0-1. As I believe the rain has started, Jeff, and I got a little raindrops on my phone here, but West Carter trying to add a little insurance here. This one's a lightly hit ball. I believe it should be foul.
Yeah, it just went right off the back part of the plate and rolled across it.
Based off what I'm seeing on the radar, Jeff, is looks like this game could be stopped at any time. So West Carter really, or Morgan County really needs to get something going here and kind of take this game for good, because I think if the rain comes, I think that'll be your game.
Yeah.
With one away, here comes the top of the lineup for the Lady Comets. It's Holbrook, who grounded out her last time, but she has a single and a double on the day.
Yeah, started off the game with a double and really set the tempo for the Lady Comets.
This one misses inside, 1-0. This one's a hard hit ball over in the left field. It's going to, as the left fielder takes a bad angle, this one rolls all the way to the fence as Holbrook rounds first, and we'll have a stand-up double. Second double for her on the day.
No one going to pinch run there for Holbrook.
Here comes Burton, who singled her last time up. She has a single and an RBI double on the day. Swung on a miss. Runner's going to go all the way down to third, and no attempt was even made. Very aggressive base running again has paid off for the Lady Comets. 10-6. We're here in the bottom of the fifth with one out, 0-1 count. Here's the pitch. This one misses outside, 1-1.
Well, and you'll probably see that a little bit more. You do have your backup catcher up there, and she's not probably taking that many throws towards second or toward third. So
it's smart.
Yeah, it's like you try to not saying that she's a weak spot, but back
she's
back
unproven so far. So misses inside, 2-1. I tell you what, Jeff, I don't think I could hit off one of these pitchers. I really don't.
Well, I mean, if you look at it with the distance from the pitching plate to first base,
the speed is magnified.
Yeah. Because, you're talking probably a lot of these pitchers, if they were throwing like baseball players would be throwing in the 80s, 70s and 80s.
Right. 3-1, the hitters count here to Burton. This one's in the dirt. A run will score. It's 11-6 as Burton will grab first on a walk. Kind of a wild pitch there, and here comes McGlone, who, I'll tell you what, I'd be afraid to pitch to her so far the way she's been playing today. So far, she has, an RBI double and 2 home runs.
It's one of those that you got to think you got 2 empty bases. Do you go ahead and just, intentionally walk her? But even when she's on the bases, she's dangerous.
This one's a hard hit ball that's not going to leave the infield. The third baseman traveling over in foul territory who makes the play. So now there's 2 away here in the bottom of the fifth. as the rain begins to pick up a little bit more here, Jeff.
Yeah, it has to be that rain, as Forrest Gump always said, that's coming in sideways.
It is coming in sideways, and you start to worry a little bit about your equipment here. And this one's a hard hit ball that's going to get all the way in the outfield. Right fielder makes a good play. Runner goes from second to third, and the Lady Comets will have runners on the corners on an R-Trip single with Willis at the plate. She has an opportunity here to help herself a lot here, and of course she's the pitcher, and nothing like helping yourself and kind of padding that what currently sits as a 5-run lead.
Well, and this has been the position with 2 outs that both teams have been in.
As the runner goes, nice play by the shortstop who bobbles it a little bit but touches second base, and that'll end the 5th inning. West Carter's able to put 1 across, though. It's Lady Comets 11, Lady Cougars 6. We'll be back on the Cool Hits Sports Network.
I've been a member for a little over 46 years.
They're very family oriented. You just walk in and everybody's friendly. They talk to you, you know, they know you by name.
You know, you may not go in there for a day or, several years, and I think you go in there and you still feel like family.
Recently, we refinanced our home, and it felt like it was right because we trust the people that work there. This is my people.
Ashland Credit Union. Own your journey.
If you're looking for a complete discount pharmacy with old-fashioned service and excellent prices, look no more. Since 1979, Stultz Pharmacy has provided our area with the finest in pharmacy care, 24-hour emergency prescription service, free delivery, and drive-through service for prescriptions. Stultz Pharmacy continues to fill all of your expectations. They carry a nice selection of gift items. For hometown service, see the professionals at Stultz Pharmacy in Greenup. More than you expect from a pharmacy.
Stultz Pharmacy.
We're ready to start the top of the 6th inning. Lady Comets currently with a 5-run lead, 11-6. And a game, Jeff, that's been highlighted by the way they've been playing defense, and a game where it's been eventful. There's been a little bit of controversy as I believe one of Morgan County's best hitters was ejected early in the game. And as the umbrellas, as soon as we talk, here come the umbrellas up. And as you can see in the distance, it is starting to rain a little bit more harder. I'll tell you what, like you said, you put it just the way it is the rain's coming in sideways at this point, and me and you are not really dressed.
No.
Of course, when me and Jeff pulled in, it was about 75 degrees, feeling good, and the sun was out. And boy, the elements have changed, and that is a quality of living here in Eastern Kentucky, but something that we're used to.
Well, as long as the rain don't start coming up from underneath, I think we'll be good.
I think I remember that part also.
Yep.
0-2's the count, no outs. We're here in the top of the 6th. West Carter trying to just take care of business here and go home with a victory. This one, I believe they're throwing at me.
Yeah.
Do you think so?
That is one I would call just a bit outside. Now I think it's moving into that itty-bitty stinging rain.
Well, and you start to worry a little bit about your electronics, especially your mixer here. As it looks like almost somebody has spilled a drink on it. This one misses also. I've got 2-2. That's the count. I'll tell you what, there's a couple rips in that fence, though, or that the ball was perfectly placed. It might come in right after us. This one's a hard hit ball that the shortstop just can't make. And I believe Miss Carver will be on with a single. And here comes Vest, who singled her last time up.
The only good thing is about this rain and everything, it'll help me to wipe off the dust that collected earlier on.
It's about to clean it out.
Because that was one thing we were talking with Zach Stevens earlier on. He said that this field needs some rain.
Vest takes strike one. Runner goes, and throw down to first is not in time as the runner was on her way to second. She'll have second. Carver will be on and running in, in scoring position with Vest at the plate, who singled her last time. So you kind of get the feeling, Jeff, and I know it's only the top of the 6th. This may be the last opportunity for Morgan County to get something across the plate as the weather starts to really go downhill here.
Yeah, because it's definitely picking up a little bit. You can hear it on top of our canopy that we have here.
This one's a soft hit ball that throw to first, and she's out. The runner will advance to third. And you know, the visibility here where we're sitting at, you can see well past the middle school, and you can see the kind of the you know how you can see sheets of rain in the air, and I can tell you it's raining a little bit harder right over to our left out in the hills, and it's moving its way right in here.
I always grew up around Globe, Kentucky, which is in between Olive Hill and Moorhead. And that was one thing you could always see the rain coming in from Moorhead.
Yeah, it seems like it always comes in from the west. When the storms come from the south is when you really get in trouble. So
makes you wonder. They've fired up the bus over there. I can see the strobe lights out.
I think that they just may have turned the heat on as the temperatures dropped about 15 degrees.
Oh, that could be.
Yeah. This one's a hard hit ball to center field. Back, and the center fielder unable to make the play. A run will score, but I believe Campbell is only going to be able to have this down as a very hard hit single. As here comes the rain.
Do.
You want me to pull this back just a little bit here?
Yeah, just a touch. We're right on the edge of this canopy, but as I said, you know, with the wind coming in from outfield in, that's right
not
where it's
good.
hitting in.
That's not good. That's not good at all. Of course, when if you go by the Weather Channel app, this wasn't supposed to really hit until about 8 or 9 o'clock, and here we are. Excuse me, at about 9 o'clock, and of course here it is at 7:45 Eastern time, and as the crowd to our right and our left has been prepared, man, they got the good umbrellas out. And
I see a mom pot out there as well.
This one's a very shallow fly ball to the second baseman who makes the play, and there's 2 away. You know, going back to what we said, this may be Morgan County's last opportunity is if West Carter comes out here and puts several runs across the plate, not only that, but the next half of the inning is not guaranteed as the rain starts to pick up just a little bit more.
Right, and we're past the area to where it will be an official game.
As runner goes, Holbrook wisely just holds the ball with 2 outs. It's a 1-0 count. First, we want to thank Clark's Pump and Shop and Smithfield Foods. This one way high and outside. Runner will go to third. Count sits at 2-0.
Yeah, that's when you start wondering if the moisture is getting on the ball a little bit, or maybe just the temperature change is, kind of changing up the grip.
I think you're right about both, and really I'm not kidding when I say the temperature probably has dropped 10 degrees since maybe even 15 minutes ago.
Yep. Well, when you take a look at the hourly temperature, it was almost looked like that final dip on the Diamondback from Kings Island.
3-0 is the count. Here's the pitch. This one hits the top of the strike zone, 3-1. I think this is, as you look at this at bat in particular, critical. You can't, Morgan County is really, really going to have to get something going at this at bat. It has to happen here. If
right.
You already got 2 outs, the full count. Something's going to give right here. And this one in the dirt. And Smith will grab first with a walk.
And, of course, has to be the catcher up next.
Has to be the catcher. And here comes Spencer, who struck out her last time up. It's not raining enough to stop the game.
Right.
It's enough to make it inconvenient.
Yeah, it's annoying right now.
But like I said, if West Carter were to come in the bottom of the 6 and put 3 or 4 across, I think that would be pretty much all that she wrote.
Right.
Here's the pitch, strike called on the outside part of the plate.
Well, with an 11-7 lead, all you have to do, if they would have a inning like the first inning and put 6 on there, that'd be ball game anyway.
Yep.
I mean, I know that's, kind of talking kind of big there, but I mean, reality is that they can, with as much as this offense has been going on, that's a possibility.
And this game, these 2 teams played earlier in the year, and the game ended at 10-7, and here we are at 11-7. So,
we talked about consistency early on, and these 2 teams are.
There you go.
Because some of the games you can.
Strike 3, and that'll end the top of the 6th. We'll head to the bottom of 6. West Carter still with an 11-7 lead. here on the Cool Hits Sports Network.
JSB Industrial Solutions, Inc. is owned and managed by Shane Wallingford to be a solutions provider, tailoring to their specialized needs. It was created with the vision that good communication among all parties will provide the best answer to the problem. From ball mills used in pulverization to custom design of equipment or components, JSB Industrial Solutions, Inc. will gladly work with clients to resolve the issues that are prevalent. Their vision is to make your project their successful business. JSB Industrial Solutions, Tollsboro, Kentucky.
For those on the go, the smoothie connoisseur, the break room favorite, and for those that just never quite have it all, Clark's has what you need to keep your day on track. Make life easier and keep your busy schedule moving forward with everything you need at Clark's. Clark's Pump and Shop. Return, refresh, refuel.
Back out here in Olivehill, Kentucky, the campus of West Carter Middle School, as the rain is kind of slowed down a little bit there. It seemed like the initial wave really kind of tattooed us there for a little bit and got the equipment nice and damp. But since then, it's lightened up and just in time for the bottom of the sixth as West Carter trying to add a little bit more to what they currently have, a 4-run lead.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those things that whenever you take a look at the radar, I love those days.
It's green.
It's green from probably Huntington and up into South Point in that area, all the way down through Kentucky. And I've seen that many days. It's like, all right, it's pouring rain. You look outside and it's just cloudy.
See, I live in Ashland. I live in downtown Ashland, and live in a 3-bedroom home by myself. And so a lot of the times, you'll get on the radar and it seems like, I don't know if it's the Ohio River, the way the temperature is there, but it seems like a bad storm will always get right to us and then it'll split.
Yep.
That's what, I'm not sure if it's the geography of the area or what it is, but
it's starting to do that more and more here in Carter County as well. I know several days, of course, as a teacher, we enjoy a good snow day as anybody else, and then all of a sudden it just forks off right around Bath County, Round County.
Right. Here comes Lambert. This one's a very soft grounder to the pitcher mound, who flicks it over to first, and there is one away. Here comes Reffitt, who has doubled and singled so far today. And you got to think, Jeff, Morgan County's down to their final 3 outs, so anything that West Carter can get across the plate here would make it increasingly improbable for them to be able to come back and win. I'm not saying it's impossible, but the way that Willis has really – this one's a hit ball over to the shortstop, throw over to first, and quickly 2 away. 2 pitches, 2 outs, Jeff. And the way that Willis has really stepped in on the circle there and settled in, man, she's done a really, really great job over the last 2 or 3 innings.
Yeah, it's one of those things that, as you was talking about, the pressure and everything else coming in from Morgan County, they're realizing the rain is starting to hit in, and that they are, down to their last 3 batters,
There's McLeese, who flew out her last time.
Yeah, because West Carter, I believe, will only really pitch 2 or 3 pitchers out there. They pitched 3 pitchers all season. Artrip, which is down at first, Ava Reynolds, and then
this one,
Willis.
Lightly hit ball in the infield, caught by the first baseman, and that will end the 6th inning. We'll head to the top of the 7th. Morgan County down to their final 3 outs here on the Cool Hits Sports Network.
When you want real, authentic Mexican menu items, you want Tres Hermanos Nunez. Accept no substitutes. None compares. Fajitas, tacos, burritos, quesadillas, chimichangas, even vegetarian choices. A kids menu, desserts, and salads. A tasty, budget-pleasing selection for you and your family, unlike any others. Should be your first and only choice for authentic Mexican all throughout the tri-state. Ashland, Greenham, Grayson, Paintsville, Canova, South Point, Olive Hill, and Cannonsburg. Tres Hermanos Nunez, the best around.
Where does your money go? When you bank with us, your deposit becomes your neighbor's loan. A real estate agent sells a house. They get a commission. They deposit it with us. We use it to make an auto loan to one of our customers. Hometown people helping each other grow. That's what it's all about. First and People's Bank and Trust Company, member FDIC. We are the home office.
Back out here in Olive Hill, Kentucky, a.k.a. God's country, as Willis is trying to go for a complete game, Jeff, and she's been phenomenal, as we talked about. Just gave up a couple early runs there in innings 1 through 3, but the last 3.5 innings, she's been phenomenal.
Yep, she's been shutting out the Lady Cougars. And, of course, I'm sure everybody here right now, if you're a West Carter fan, or maybe, who knows, maybe Morgan County's like, all right, go ahead and get these 3 outs and let's get out of here before the rain gets too bad.
If you're Morgan County, you're not out of this,
No, I mean, 4 runs, definitely inside of it's within reach, because especially with the way that both of these offenses today has exploded in certain innings.
Right. And here's Smith, who grounded out her last time up. Swung on and missed. 1-1.
Like the little holler there by Holbrook after that one got right in there. She knew that was a good pitch and just, kind of put the dot on the or the exclamation point.
This one's a hard hit ball into right center field. Tracking is the left fielder who's not able to make a play. Just a little bit of miscommunication out there in the outfield as it was hitting a weird spot. So I guess it'll go down as an error, but kind of hit between them, and they just a little bit of miscommunication there. So Morgan County will have Smith on base with Parks at the plate.
That's what they usually call no man's land out that way.
Parks has struck out and got on base on a catcher interference call earlier in the game. This one's a hard hit ball right to the second baseman, who does a good job of staying in front of it, but Parks is going to get on first, and Morgan County will have 2 on with no out, Jeff.
Yeah, it was one of those that took just a little weird hop. She was right there in position.
And it's something that we talked about earlier in the game, or earlier today, was the temperature drop, the way that the rain has affected the way the ball's moving. And you got to think a little bit of moisture into a really dry field changes the way that the game's been played all so far. So this is outside. So if you're Morgan County with getting 2 runners on with no outs, you're hoping that, anything but a downpour.
Yep. It's like, well, they want a downpour of hits right now, but not of this rain.
1-0 count. This one's found out of play.
I know, hearing just on the top of the canopy, it almost sounds like static.
It does. And Jeff was over here checking his equipment and making sure there's no static, because this one misses high, 2-1. Of course, with West Carter right now taking care of business, and you got to think that Morgan County, a team that's going to be in West Carter's football district too, Jeff. Swung on and missed, 2-2.
As we was talking about earlier, I know the Comet fans, glad to be able to. Of course, we always play East Carter, but now
it
that's
means
a
little bit
game.
more now.
Yeah.
And let me say this for people who don't know this. This one misses high and count goes full. West Carter is not a 3A school. They elect to play up.
Right.
They're actually a 2A school, but as far as travel goes, man, listen. Them going to East Ridge, or East Ridge coming here, them even going to Shelby Valley, it's just ridiculous. Strike 3's called, and there's one away. Spencer goes down on strikes, and here comes Carver, who singled her last time up. I mean, you're talking, you go there on a Friday night to East Ridge, Jeff, you don't get home till 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning.
I've taken that drive down there before, and then by the time you get all your equipment tore down and in there, of course, I was surprised by the speed of the football team. We actually met them at a one of those don't want to say super quick, but I was trying to remember. Zip zone, yeah. Down that way, down the Country Music Highway, and they actually met up with us at the gas station, and I was like, wow, that's a fast change.
0-1 with 1 away here in the top of the 7th. West Carter only 2 outs away from winning this one. This one's popped up to the second baseman, and Morgan County's down to their final out.
Yeah, I think that would have been an infield fly rule either way on that. Been close.
It'd been close. I think the ball initially would have landed in the outfield if she would have let it go.
It's one of those tough calls, and I know a lot of people get after the umpires on that, but they have to make sure it is in the infield, even though that you may take one step out of or into the outfield, but you kind of have to let that play almost develop.
Right. So with 2 outs, Willis trying to throw a complete game here as this one misses. 1-0. So it's a hard hit ball over to the first baseman who's going to walk over and tap first for a West Carter victory. Final 11-7 Lady Comets over the Lady Cougars. A much needed win for West Carter, Jeff.
Absolutely. It helps them to increase up their rankings in the 62nd district because, these are seeding games. They play each team twice. I know that they were glad to get this one in of course, they were going to pick up probably the win anyway if the rain would have picked in, but you definitely want to pick that win up for the 62nd district and move into solid into second place.
We'll take a commercial break. When we come back, we'll break down this Lady Comet win on the Cool Head Sports Network.
I'm April Perry, the CEO of Kentucky Farmers Bank. On average, our employees have been with Kentucky Farmers Bank for over 10 years, and that is important to you and us. We want you to know who you are dealing with. Whether you are financing a new home, buying a car, or remodeling your kitchen, Kentucky Farmers Bank is the better bank for all your needs.
Kentucky Farmers Bank, the better bank for all your financial needs since 1931. Located in Ashland, Summit, and Catlettsburg. KentuckyFarmersBank.com. Member FDIC and equal housing lender.
Smithfield Foods in Grayson is a proud community partner, taking pride in providing a safe and friendly environment for their workers and for the community. Smithfield Foods is always ready to support our growing community any way they can. Smithfield Foods is the world's largest pork processor and hog producer, and they're committed to providing good food in a responsible and environmentally safe way. Proud to be a part of the community. Smithfield Foods in Grayson.
Tri-State's best gun and ammunition store. The best fishing and archery departments in the Tri-State. The largest selection of Benchmade and case knives. And the largest selection of Liberty safes anywhere. And the area's largest turkey shotgun selection. Get ready for turkey and fishing season at Borders Sporting Goods, the best sporting goods shop around. US 60 West, Ashland.
I've been a member for a little over 46 years.
They're very family oriented. You just walk in and everybody's friendly. They talk to you, they know you by name.
You may not go in there for a day or, several years, and I think you go in there and you still feel like family.
Recently, we refinanced our home, and it felt like it was right because we trust the people that work there. This is my people.
Ashland Credit Union. Own your journey.
If you're looking for a complete discount pharmacy with old-fashioned service and excellent prices, look no more. Since 1979, Stultz Pharmacy has provided our area with the finest in pharmacy care, 24-hour emergency prescription service, free delivery, and drive-through service for prescriptions. Stultz Pharmacy continues to fill all of your expectations. They carry a nice selection of gift items. For hometown service, see the professionals at Stultz Pharmacy in Greenup. More than you expect from a pharmacy.
Stultz Pharmacy.
JSB Industrial Solutions, Inc. is owned and managed by Shane Wallingford to be a solutions provider for manufacturers tailoring to their specialized needs. It was created with the vision that good communication among all parties will provide the best answer to the problem. From ball mills used in pulverization to custom design of equipment or components, JSB Industrial Solutions, Inc. will gladly work with clients to resolve the issues that are prevalent. Their vision is to make your project their successful business. JSB Industrial Solutions, Tollsboro, Kentucky.
Are you having trouble keeping your parking lot lit? Is customer safety one of your top priorities? If so, call River Cities Builders at 473-4112 for all your lighting needs. We have bucket truck and boom crane truck services. We have extensive experience in exterior lighting and parking lot lighting maintenance. No need to ever be in the dark again. Remember, call River Cities Builders at 473-4112 for all your lighting needs. We will light your path to success.
back out here in Olive Hill, Kentucky, as the rain's really picked up now, but they kind of knew when the game was over, West Carter was a win, and Jeff, they really just hit the ball well all game long.
They did. It was, explosive from the very beginning. Morgan County took that one-run lead, in the very beginning at the top of the first. West Carter come up, hit 5 runs in that one there, and so it's been explosive. Of course, fortunately, no lightning or thunder just around, except for the thunder of the bats here today.
And you talk about McGlone, the way she played, and after taking a hit here at home, and but she came back with a vengeance and hit a no-doubter over the left field fence, and I'm not sure if that ball's even landed yet.
I think it may be in the school right now. I don't know. We used to launch model rockets in this field before it was a softball, and we'd always hit them up on the field. So it may be up on there with a few of the $100 rockets that we ended up losing on top of the school.
Well, Jeff, we talked a little bit about consistency, and we saw some consistency out of both teams a little bit tonight. Morgan County just really ran out of a little bit of offense there. West Carter, every time that it seemed like Morgan County made a little run, they really just gapped them again, really made some space, and that was kind of the story all night long.
Yeah, and I think one of the biggest things that probably did happen that took a little bit of wind out of their sail was the ejection of the catcher during that time period, because it seemed like the team did come up and have a couple good innings, but nothing like what they did early on, like in that second inning when they ended up picking up the closing the gap on there.
Well, for Jeff Irwin, we want to thank you, Jeff, and West Carter High School and Middle School for letting us come out here, and we always enjoy our time out here in Olive Hill. And of course, we want to thank Morgan County. They made the trip here, and Jeff does one of the best jobs, and of course, him and MJ and James are the best producers. And as far as I'm gonna call you an engineer.
Hey, well, I'll take it.
Yeah, we got the best in the business, and appreciate you all the graphics and all the stuff that you guys do to make my job a little bit easier.
Hey, I always put it this way: if we can make your job easier, then that we've done a good job on that one.
For Spencer Hutchison and Jeff Irwin, this has been a presentation of the Cool Hits Sports Network.
Thank you for watching another exciting high school baseball and softball contest on Cool TV. This broadcast of high school baseball and softball has been an exclusive sports presentation of the Cool Hits Sports Network and Cool TV.